All right, we want everybody to please stand up. Please get out your seats. Everybody, please stand up. Please stand up.
Oh, God.
All right, at this time,
doesn't give you goosebumps. I don't know what would.
Introduce you today's host and the CEO of the Resolute Dental Partners, Dr. Gregory Toback. Show some love, guys. Give them some love tonight.
All right. Woo!
Give it up for ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, boy. Welcome, everybody, and love the energy. Love seeing everybody out here. You know, this is such an awesome opportunity that is a highlight for me. To have us all together in the same room, to be able to spend this time together. You know, and there's just an energy that I want to talk about today in our company. But it starts with, you know, being able to see the value in this time together. So I want to thank especially the doctors for giving up their day. We all know that we could be in the chair producing right now and seeing patients, but the fact that our doctors and our team see value in coming together like this. So let's give it up to these docs. And this is such a great opportunity today to get to know your fellow Resolute team members. So I know as I heard people as they were registering, maybe someone was like showing their crabby name tag over there. You know, oh man, we're doing the thing with the numbers again. Like, why can't I sit with my friends and whatever? And the other half of the high social people are like, ooh, I get to meet somebody today. So if you don't know someone at your table, please, make sure that today you get up and go over, say hello, and introduce yourself, and get to know someone on the other side of Resolute that you may not have gotten a chance to know yet. And I'm no exception. I picked a number just like everyone, and it was number 7. So where is number 7? Woo! All right, I'm coming to sit with you guys when I'm done up here. So cool. All right, so you know, I want us to take a little bit of time. The kind of layout for the day here is we'll chat together here for about the next 30 minutes, and then we're going to introduce our keynote speaker today, who I'm extremely honored and excited that he's come to be with us today. And we'll talk more about Eric in a little bit. But we are really doing something special here together at Resolute, and it's caught the attention of many in our industry. And we've done it because we're doing things differently. Believe it or not, it may feel like, hey, we're in dental practices and we're just another dental organization. But we do have very unique and different philosophies and motivations, which makes us a little bit mysterious and a little bit unique. There's a feeling, we'll call it the Resolute vibe, maybe even a little bit of an attitude. And we've had it from the beginning, and it's grown stronger each day and each year. And I really believe that it's fueled by the Resolute life. You know, we have a common mission that if we can focus on these 4 tenets that we introduced last year, every single day, that our energies are going to be in the right direction, that it's our compass, that will always be exactly where we need to be at every decision point, doing what we love, doing it with the people that we love, making an impact on our community, and being a whole person. In light of number 3, we all share a common desire, which is one of the things I really love about our teams, is that, you know, everyone is always down for giving back and figuring out how we could make an impact on the world that we live in. And as Resolute continues to grow, our ability to make an impact and our resources to be able to fuel that are going to continue to grow as well. Recently, many of you saw, I posted on social media that Janine and I attended the benefit gala for Always Home, which is a local organization out of Mystic. A lot of you may be aware of Always Home. They help families who've come upon hard times and are on the verge of homelessness. They help these local families find housing. They make sure they have resources to keep the family fed, keep the kids in school, give them proper transportation so that they can continue to do the things that a family needs to do to stay together. They help them get back on their feet. Always Home is an amazing charitable organization, but what does it have to do with us? Well, as you know, last year, we gave out a bunch of prizes that we raffled away at the end of Resolute Day. And this year, we decided to do something a little bit different. At the gala, there was this silent auction with a bunch of things that people had donated from around the area. And I decided that we would bid on many of the items to support Always Home and use these for our raffle today. So the results are that we, and I mean we as in Resolute, donated over $10,000 to Always Home. Thank you. So it's really super cool because, you know, you go to this benefit and there's this silent auction, and I think half the people there thought that they were going to go home with something at half price, right? Resolute had a different idea, that people gave and donated something of value from themselves, and I said, okay, anything that was not bid on face value, Resolute will take it. So all those gifts over there came from the gala, and in addition to additional donations that we made. So these are just some of the ways that we're going to begin to really lean into our community and make an impact. So the raffles, there's rules. I don't know them all. I'll let the team explain them. They're super awesome. They were obtained, as you know, for supporting a great cause in our backyard. Couple rules, though. You have to be here to win the prizes, so that'll happen at the end at the reception when we're done with the meeting today. There's prizes over there. You've seen them. Family pack of tickets to Lake Compounds, hour of massage, Mystic River Jam weekend passes for 4, facials, and more. So please go over, get your tickets in. You could win more tickets throughout the day by doing certain things. There's instructions on how to post on social media. Have you guys all seen that? I saw Jillian give an example, which is way over my head on how to do it, but it seemed pretty straightforward. So make no mistake about it. We're looking to blow up social media today and share Resolute Day with the world. Your next teammate might be watching you. So please get active. It's a great way to win more tickets and get more tickets in for the drawings that'll happen later on. Speaking of contests, winners for the Pet Month contest was Julie Plant and Olivia Murphy. So congratulations. So there's some prizes up here. You can see Ashley and Jillian afterwards and claim your prizes. So congratulations. All right, so let's talk about Resolute for a little bit. We've been very intentional in our business expansion. You may have noticed. We've denied many opportunities that we deemed to not be the right fit or it wasn't the right time. What kind of business, though, is not interested in sitting at the table with suitors? What kind of company is not really thinking about every possible acquisition that we could get our hands on? In my opinion, it's a very disciplined company. And that's Resolute. We're determined, we're purposeful, we're unwavering. But a lot of people question me. Came to mind, I presented last October at a Shark Tank event in Chicago, and afterwards, some of my peers were mystified by our philosophy here at Resolute. And they challenged me that we were missing great opportunities and thinking too small. So in a moment of personal uncertainty, I approached my business coach and our keynote speaker today, Dr. Eric Roman, and I asked Eric, am I nuts? Am I out of my mind? Am I just dumb? Am I naive? But my desire to build something great with this team, I want it to be sustainable, I want it to be meaningful, generational, and that far exceeds my desire to grow fast, risk the culture that we've achieved together, or sell our vision to anybody else, no matter what the price. So I said, Eric, why do I feel this way? And he responded to me, he said, Greg, because you're building a small giant. So what Eric was referring to was a term coined by author Bo Burlingham. I began to study about the concept of small giants after this conversation. So Burlingham set out 15 years ago to research a group of extraordinary companies that deliberately chose a path to be great instead of big. Most of them you would not recognize the names of because they're not the big ones. They were companies that had a distinctive vision and mode of operation and a common desire to preserve what made them special. They were all privately owned, willing to forego revenue or geographic growth if necessary in order to achieve other remarkable ends. And these things set companies apart from others in their industry. Hope it's starting to sound familiar. He set up criteria to filter hundreds of companies, and he narrowed it down to 14 very special companies that shared very similar traits. They were started and owned by people who had been faced with critical decisions and made a choice to build a company that responded to changes within their industry. They had the opportunity to grow much faster, get much bigger, seek outside investors, or join a large corporation, but they made a commitment to not go that route. These companies were all privately owned, and they were recognized and admired by others in their industry for being able to achieve things that others could not. What's more is that these companies had a certain vibe. They had the it factor that set them apart. It was in the way that their team members interacted with one another, the way they cared for their customers and connected with them on a personal level. It was found in the way the customers felt an intimate relationship with the brand and the happiness it brought them to associate with the company. They had a deep relationship with the community in which they operated. There was a certain energy and a sense of togetherness or tribe within the teams. It was the way ownership, management, and all team members shared a common respect amongst each other. They share a certain stride, a little skip in their step, a pride. These companies have a soul. So what was this it factor that Bo Burlingham was talking about and trying to describe? Well, the founder of Cliff Bar, Gary Erickson, he called it MoJo. Thank you, Ashley. First time I'm seeing the slides with all of you as well. So he came up with this term at a convention in which Cliff Bar was exhibiting, and their booth was buzzing with energy, while their competitors' booth seemed absolutely dead and unoccupied. Someone on the exhibit floor said, Cliff Bar, they have MoJo. And that's how it began. MoJo, it's a magical ingredient. Some companies have it, many don't. Companies like Ben & Jerry's, Patagonia, Google, Body Shop, Apple, Peloton, Shake Shack, Facebook, and others all had MoJo. Some still do, many of them don't. So MoJo's mysterious. It's hard to define it, but you know it when you have it. It's fragile. It must be nurtured, cared for. It can be lost. And it can also be sold away. I'm grateful to Eric Roman for helping me see the unique vision that I was so incredibly committed to but struggling to articulate. It's now through the work I've done with Eric that I see what it is that drives me every day to go to battle with all of you and achieve the amazing things that we do. To build a great company with MoJo that makes you all proud to be part of it. That makes our patients grateful to experience a small piece of who we are each time they sit in our chairs. MoJo's a market differentiator. It builds momentum for all of us by allowing us to believe that we can accomplish anything together. MoJo means we dominate the market with highly skilled team members. This room is a perfect example of that. MoJo means we dominate the market with patients who wish to align with Resolute, our core values, and very importantly, our clinical prowess. MoJo means we'll expand with the right people, with a right fit at the right time. The question is this: are we a small giant? Is that what we're building here? Do we have that intangible ingredient that separates us from the pack? I think we do. I see MoJo in our team members who set the pace every day, perpetuating our spirit. Many of these people don't get a lot of the attention, the shout-outs, but they're the rocks of our teams, true warriors. People like Diane Krabby, Diane Kreider, Mary Carver, Pat Denton, Carmen Spaulding, Heidi Godin, Hilda De La Rosa, Katie Delmage, Kirsten Nowak. I've seen MoJo in our leaders who've embraced the Resolute spirit and led by example. People like Carrie Vinson, who stepped up to being a business manager during COVID now leading one of our fastest growing teams. Let's give it up for Carrie. Rising leaders like Christina Vargas, Kylie Olson, Stephanie Rooks, who are reinventing themselves and taking on new challenges every day. How about the courage of Stephanie Masson, who we asked to leave everything she knew, everyone she had been working with for years, and go west with Dr. Rolati and Nikki. Forge a new frontier in Middletown. If that wasn't enough, we then said, hey, while you guys are at it, why don't you pioneer Denticon and figure it all out for the rest of us? With a similar courageous spirit, welcoming a new challenge, one of our most accomplished assistants, Christina Beck, answered the call just a few weeks ago, faced with a new challenge with Collab, growing faster than our systems were ready for. Perry was struggling to find answers faster than the case pans were piling up. We needed someone with great knowledge of digital dentistry, someone who knew how to implement systems, create organizations, and come join Collab. Christina said yes, and now she and Perry are relaunched with a new and exciting energy. Let's hear it for Christina B. How about Carrie Dunn, who's been an absolute rock star at Coastal through all the personnel changes? Her knowledge, eagerness to help her team and patients is over the top. MoJo's perpetuated and fueled by the fun energy of many of our newest team members and rising stars. I just named this like this morning, the Fab Five under 45, Doctors Dibner, Kumar, Rolati, Rajendran, and Josh John. I was gonna make it the Fab Six, but I got kicked out of that because I ain't under 45 anymore. So, to all the older docs, I'm in the same boat. But tell me our future is not bright with that group of doctors. Let's give it up for them. Absolutely proud of our dental assistant trainees. I said we'd be lucky if we found one or two who survived. This was Denise Keefe's project, developing an assistant training program. She said, trust me, I got this, it'll work. I said, you'll be lucky if you have one or two at the end that stick, so be ready to call that a win. And with the support of veteran assistants who trained in the field, I'm proud to say that we have 5 of our trainees who are fully integrated assistants with us today: Devin, Jersey, Alyssa, Bella, and V. Congratulations. And special recognition of the trainers, and there was many people who supported these guys, but really the core trainers who took these team members under their wing and brought them along. Katie Nelson, Katie Delmage, Christina B., and a very special shout out to a rising leader in Bree Watson, who had 7 of the 9 trainees who passed through her ranks at some point during their training, and Bree has become an absolute legend when it comes to training. So let's hear it for all of them. Job Fair also brought us great admin team members like Emma and Kelly, who had no past dental experience, but had the drive and eagerness to learn and grow. How about Julie Plant and Bethany Pace, who left their home offices to support Dr. Bennick and team when we needed experienced Resolute team members to anchor in a time of need. Semra, who found her niche and took on training new scheduling coordinators. If you want to see MoJo at work and how our Resolute MoJo fuels the results we're seeing, then we got a super special treat for you today. After the meeting, you will get your long-awaited copy of the Resolute Annual Report. Check out our very own, very beautiful, very talented Resolute cover model, Carmen Kivitz, who is featured on the front cover. Let's hear it for Carmen. And I want to point out this, definitely this has been a long time coming. We said, we're going to have the annual report. We're going to do it, finish it by the end of January and release it in February. And here it is, May. This thing is a beast and a huge undertaking. And Ashley Hansen was determined to make sure the product truly represented the amazing work of our entire Resolute team. And at the same time, trying to lead putting together Resolute Day and marketing and everything else she does. So thank you, Ashley, for all you do and getting this over the line today. Thank you. All right, I look around this room and I could keep going, and there are so many of you and so many moments and unique things that have happened that are worth mentioning here. But the reality is that the names I mention are simply a representation of the collection of these amazing people that together we all make Resolute. And we all embrace a belief that we're building something together that matters. I shared with you last year on Resolute Day that we've shaken our local dental community. There's a lot of conversation about us trying to figure us out. And I said, we're capable of starting a movement. And I'm not sure if you remember last year I mentioned that, when a company is special and it has that intangible ingredient, now that we know it as MoJo, it stirs the industry. People don't understand it, but they see people that are happy, people that are connected, people that are engaged. So in a state of confusion, not understanding what they are seeing, they say it's like a cult, right? It's like a cult. And we actually heard a story on an interview where an interviewee was told by a friend prior to interview that Resolute was like some dental cult, which I found absolutely hysterical. Well, good news is we're not a cult. Oops. But I got to thinking, we are unique. We have the feel of a secret society. We're a small giant club. And we have the right to be proud of that. So every elite community has a rite of passage in which people are recognized for being part of the tribe. So today, and from this day forward, we're going to award the Resolute pin for team members who have been with us for 1 year or more. Diane Kreider, who said, we got some crock thingy in our bag and you're wearing a pin? So this will be a unique identifier that you are an important part of a high-performance team that is special, that has MoJo, that is a small giant. Wear your Resolute pin to Resolute professional events. I do want to say, probably not a great idea to wear it to the summer bash and have any Resolute identifier when photographs are taken with you upside down, doing a keg stand, no Resolute pin. Wear it to dental meetings, societies, or any time you'd like to be proud of the incredible person you are and what you're trying to bring and what you contribute to our journey. So, right now I'd like to recognize, if you've been with Resolute for 1 year or more, please stand. 1 year or more. All right, let's give it up for these folks. Excellent. All right, you guys can have a seat. And so, for team members who've been with Resolute for 5 years, all right, so everyone today who's 1 year or more is going to get a Resolute pin. If you've been with 5 years or more, which nobody has because Resolute has not hit the 5-year anniversary yet, they'll receive a pin with a blue stone. So next Resolute Day will be a big time for us as we're going to have a lot of people hitting their 5-year anniversary. And then 10 years will be a red stone, and we'll go on from there. And these pins for 5 and 10 years will be awarded at Resolute Day. But because we want our 1 year anniversaries to happen in time, they will be awarded in your office at the time of choosing with the lead doc and our business manager. You will get them at your 1 year anniversary. For the folks who stood up, please go. Where am I sending people, Ashley? Okay. So everyone will hit their 1 year, will get a pin today on one of the breaks. And so onward, for the courageous, for the tribal members who were there from the beginning, who didn't run for the hills in 2018, we had this crazy idea to start this company called Resolute Dental Partners. We should call these folks the founders. And they shall be the ones awarded with a pin with a little diamond, which is the one I got on my jacket right here. So the founders were those that saw it all happen, that trusted when, even though they might have looked at me with crossed eyes and said, what exactly are we doing here? They stayed the course. They shared the risk. They were brave. They were innovative. They were open-minded, committed, loyal beyond compare, and very courageous. So I'd like to recognize the founders who were here on September 30th of 2018 I'd like you to come on up, join me on stage, and be recognized with your founder's pin. Brandy Frechette, Carmen Spaulding, Katie Delmage, Kathy Doucette, Denise Wallstra, Stephanie Rooks, Jen Brown, Diane Kreider, Katie Nelson, Dr. Marianne Urbanski, Janine Toback, Tiffany Morris, Denise Keefe, Hilda De La Rosa, Stephanie Massung, Ashley Hansen, and Austin Toback. Austin, although he didn't join us in earnest until 2019, he's been on the payroll in one way or another since he was 12. So I'd like to recognize all of our founders, and we're going to get a quick pic. Come on up here. Get together. Come on in.
No.
You ready, Jillian? Excellent. Thank you so much. Let's hear for the founders. All right, nearing the end here. As we dive into the rest of the day, I'll make the case that we have MoJo. And we're each capable of showing up every single day, growing our MoJo together. And the Resolute life is really what fuels our MoJo, recognizing each other and the importance of developing our own journey.